Hey guys, so today we're going to be learning Python. And let me just kick right into Google Chrome. So I have many tabs as you can see right here, and I'll be telling you each one of them. I just want to teach you the basic concepts of AI. So let's just go right in. Okay, so Python by your instructor. Basically, me. Just call me Arian if you want to. It doesn't matter. Okay, so what is Python? Python is a programming language that is used to better our lives. Whether we have data, whether we have artificial intelligence, which you might have heard about, but this could also solve problems, such as we might not have any data in the future, not like any more storage. So we have an entire science based on that named data science. Okay, data science. Okay, and artificial intelligence helps us to shorten human labor. What we'll learn in this video, among Python concepts, we'll be learning about variables and the different data types, type conversion, and what input output is. I know there's a little error here, but just take that out. So I put two images here. You might think that this looks cool and this looks bad, but I've wanted to show you something. This is called binary code, meaning by what the machine understands. We call it sometimes bytecode. And what this is ones and zeros in combinations. And this is actual code. What actually happens is that our Python compiler is right here, and our entire Python codes goes inside the compiler, and it turns it into C code, which is another programming language, and then it turns into bytecode. Did you actually think that it's actually binary code? Python is based on the programming language C. Okay, so what I'll teach you later, once you're going to learn the basic concepts and advanced concepts, I'll teach you many frameworks, including NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Pygame, and natural language processing. So these four, these are going to be complicated, and these are going to teach you about actual things, and you'll have to learn a little bit of mathematics in here. And you'll have to learn basic concepts such as what arrays are and different things. Pandas and NumPy and Matplotlib are used for data science, and TensorFlow for natural language processing. Pygame is just to make some games. Okay, so my entire syllabus is based on the program is Python guide. And I've done many Udemy tutorials, so I think I'm on a basis to teach you. So you could just scroll down here and learn anything. I have another account which is completed. So I'll just tap on anything random, such as this, keywords and identifiers, whatever. And it'll give me an entire article on that and the basic headlines. Okay, so I made a to-do list so you can learn. We need to learn on how to input our Python code into an environment that understands it. And Google created the perfect environment named Google Collaboratory. Google Collaboratory is the best, it's good. I'll go to Google Collab and then I'll write File, New Notebook. And then if I wanted light mode, I could just go to settings. The first thing I'll say light or adaptive. And then this will make my screen look cooler in your perspective or not. Okay, so let's just get that out. Okay, now we're going to be learning about comments. The first thing that we can learn, it's basically really easy, and I'll just guide you the entire way. So what are comments? It's basically something that you write for yourself so you can understand your code. There's two types of comments. A comment which is like this, like this, and then you write this is how I understand, and this is gonna help you understand whatever code you have here. Oh wow, this is done. I feel happy now. So now I'm going into an actual manner and how to learn. We're gonna be learning keywords, identifiers, data types, and variables. That sounds long, but it's very easy. Trust me. This is gonna be a long one. So remember I told you that there's keywords and identifiers, and I picked a random one. Well, not specifically. I chose this for a reason. This was because it gives me a list of keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are basically the words that are stored for the Python compiler and that are only used for only specific purposes. And how is this important? Well, what if I write something like, this is a comment, a is equal to 30. I could write anything here. I'll just tell you later what it is. And I do this. It's looking at it and it's saying, okay, yeah, once you see this check mark, that means it's good so far. And then what I will do next is say something like, whatever keyword you want to choose here. Let's just pick is. Is equal to 23. And saying, whoa, that's completely wrong. You can't do that. That's not good. That's not allowed. So I have to make this word something else, and I could say oh. And what this is this is the identifier. This is something called a literal, which is actually the numeric value. And in Python, we could call it a literal, or for a generic term, we could call it an object. Everything in Python is an object because it uses a lot of code which you don't see. So 23 is an object, and this is an instance variable. We call it that. And when we write that, it says, okay, yeah, that's good. So our identifiers, we could write many types of identifiers. A to Z, like a is equal to 9, and it says, okay, yeah, that I understand that. But you can't say a sum or two words. You have to connect them. And how are you going to connect them? With an underscore, a sum. And it said, okay, but if I do this, it's going to say an error. So I have to add an underscore. Now, since this is done, I can move on to the next stage. I can write is exclamation mark is equal to 9, or any other of those special characters that you use shift for. That's not applicable for the compiler because it uses something else. Now, we're going to be learning about, let me just go here. We learned keywords and identifiers. We'll close this. Now we're on our data types and variables. Data types and variables. Okay, let's do this. Data types are basically a little amount of storage that stores our data. So we have different types of data storages, such as, I'm going to put a comma here, such as strings, which are written as this, the integer values, whole numbers basically, float value, decimal values, and complex. It's really complex, you might not understand it. And we could differ them, such as a is equal to L. No, actually 1. A is equal to 1, A is equal to 1.0, and A is equal to 1 plus 2j. This is a string, this is an integer, this is something with a decimal, this is a complex. Now, you might want to say that, how am I gonna know the data types? And what if I'm writing so much code I don't even know it? So you're gonna do among many things, output something. And how are you gonna output it? Well, there's only one way. It's called print. It means show me whatever is inside these brackets, and I can write anything. A is equal to 0, and I'm going to say A. Watch what happens here. It's going to say 0. It's not going to say A. So if I would want to know if it's a string, integer, float, or complex, I'll just write type. Tell me what type it is. Tell me what data type it is. And then it says class int. I could say 1.0. Class float. I could say basically anything I want. 2 plus 5j. Class complex. So if we go here, this is the variable and this is what it is. So we could just cross this off. For a final disclaimer, I'm just going to teach you doc strings. Doc strings are multi-line comments and they document what you're doing. It's basically inside the name. It's triple quotes. I can write anything. And it actually prints out the doc string if you like it or not. Player is cool. Done. A player is cool. Now watch this. This is something called a special line character, which we'll learn later, but it means a new line. It's saying that all of this is empty, and then I go to a new line. So thank you for learning. I'm Ryan, your instructor, and our next topics are going to be input, output, and type conversion.